My name is Neha Sharma and I'm from Project Leaders Magazine. I'm an editor and senior content writer, and today we are here with Dr. Boojh and Priyanka to talk about sustainable future. Dr. Boojh is an environment and sustainability professional with rich experience of over 40 years in diverse fields with government, university system, civil society and the United Nations. Priyanka is the head of programs and partnerships at Mobius Foundation. Thank you for your time, sir, ma'am. The Mobius strip, a mathematical symbol representing infinity, serves the foundation's motive. So how did this concept inspire the vision for sustainable future?
So this is a brainchild of our chairman, Mr. Pradeep Burman. And the Mobius strip is a mathematical concept. It's just a straight strip, and if you join it together, it creates a curve. So if you start it like this, by the time you end, you're going to be upside down. But at the same time, it also so a lot of mathematicians use it to explain various aspects of dimension. But it is also a sign of infinity, and it is a sign of circularity. And this is where it begins to interact with sustainability, and it informs our thinking. Incidentally, it is also a sign for recycling. And circularity basically means everything that comes from the earth, hopefully goes back to the earth, and it restores and replenishes, which that circularity is broken a little bit. We're taking, we're consuming, and whatever we are producing to consume is not going back to the earth in a restorative way. It is going back to the earth in a harmful way. So it breaks that loop. So you don't have a continuous loop. And eventually the earth becomes depleted.
So it's a kind of circularity, recycling, and the whole life cycle approach. There was another scientist. He was German scientist called Mobius. So he gave the concept of ecosystem, and this also is like when we talk about the ecosystem and ecology, it's a basic structural unit where it's called biosynosis also, where all the elements, they are interdependent. You cannot consider any element of an ecosystem separately, like tiger. People may ask the question why you protect tigers, because they are very violent. Somebody said yesterday Jungle Raj. But jungle, the forest ecosystem, is one of the ideal systems when it remains undisturbed, what we call as climatic climax forest. Through the succession process, over the years, it becomes in a state of equilibrium. All its elements are in perfect equilibrium. That is where this ecosystem concept, that was also discovered in terms of biosynosis by a German scientist called Mobius. Very few people know them.
Yeah. Now we all know it. Okay, so
there were many other Mobius, but these two are very famous.
Okay. The Mobius Foundation has launched several impactful campaigns, right? Like Mission Sustainability, Population versus Planet, Viram Agenda Sustainability. So can you share the achievements from these initiatives, sir?
Basically, Mobius Foundation, since its establishment in 2015, set up two priorities. One was education, is still there.
Yes.
One is education, the other one is population stabilization. This was the Mr. Burman's vision, because these are the most pressing issues. You just saw in this session on this population, how education and population is interlinked, and connecting those missing dots in the education system. Girls' education is very important, because I belong to a village. During my childhood, girl education was not a priority. people used to send their boys to schools, not the girls. Because there were issues of not only the resource, because earlier this teacher was explaining that a village person can give a huge party in the marriage of feeding some 300 people. But enrolling a child in school and paying 500 fee is not their priority.
Right.
So this is happening still in many villages in India. So we thought that how to connect these, and that through overall thread in this connection is sustainability. At that time, in 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals were brought forward by the United Nations, and sustainability became a buzzword. So education for sustainable development, that was accepted by all the member countries. All the countries unanimously adopted this resolution to promote education for sustainable development, which is a holistic approach. So Mobius Foundation, through its project AAKAR, which is on population stabilization, trying to shape the family size to a sustainable level.
Okay.
We have this Gyan Anant Vidyalaya, that DAV school, which is a sustainable school. It was set up on sustainability principles. It's a green school. Everything, children can not only learn sustainability through textbooks, but they can experience it within the school, because it's in a village surrounding.
The environment is.
Yeah, it's environment school in a way. The other one is empowering the schools. So we are trying to strengthen improve the quality of girls' school in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. In UP, it's Kasturba Vidyalayas, and Madhya Pradesh there is some other nomenclature, but that we are trying to reach out to the girls. And another very interesting program that we have taken up is the youth program, involving young minds. You just saw this morning around 11 projects that were showcased and awarded under the Youth for Earth Awards. We started in 2019 when the first international conference was organized. There were 3 youth-focused workshops within that conference, and it was unanimously decided that we will run this Youth for Earth program. Since Earth Day Network was with us, it's still with us, one of the partners, and the world was going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Earth Day in 2020. So we launched during that COVID period. It was online. Youth were very enthusiastic about that project because they were doing from their homes. They submitted online the projects. We allowed them around 6 months period to visualize the projects. These should be the practical action projects focused on climate action and sustainability.
So were they excited to do it online?
Yeah, this was so exciting, like how to save energy, save water, save biodiversity, connected with nature. Whatever was being discussed during COVID, like nature-based solutions, how nature can provide solutions to all the problems. So they started doing that. And it was so like the participation, it has gone beyond ICSC, this conference, because you saw we had just 90-minute time for the youth session, but this spilled over for almost 2 hours. And we will think about it how to, because there were 300 above plus projects, these registrations, and some 80 projects were shortlisted. Out of 80, it was so difficult. We put up so much energy to, like, we were always dreaming with the projects during nights, all the jury members. And in fact, our team, Priyanka, was involved very much from this year's project.
So Priyanka, education plays a crucial role in driving sustainable future or change. So how does the Mobius Foundation integrate sustainability in the education sector?
So as Dr. Boojh said, we have two ways that we are looking at as far as education is concerned. One is imparting a green curriculum and developing a green campus. Where is the green economy going? Circular economy, waste management, recycling, dealing with plastics, dealing with curriculums. So a whole plethora of subjects. I'm not doing it complete justice, but if you see the conference brochure, a very well-rounded viewpoint which brings together educators, it brings together the youth, it brings together the private sector, and it brings together the NGOs and developmental agencies all in one place to discuss best practices. So that's green curriculums. Then we are also focusing on green campuses. So GAV school that Dr. Boojh talked about and the World Environment School that we are building will have a green curriculum, but the campus infrastructure is green. So you have solar panels, solar powered, you have water harvesting, you have this concept of circularity that we talked about, waste management, just all around the natural resources. So along with the green curriculum, children are exposed to a practical way of seeing these in action. Everybody studies about solar panels and waste management in textbooks, but to actually see something in action, which requires investment and infrastructure. We also had a number of eco clubs here. So we are promoting a lot of eco club work. We work with the Jane Goodall Foundation, who's established a beautiful sort of butterfly garden at GAV school that connects children to nature. So things like that. So that's the campus. And then lastly, just education in general for women. So getting the population, as Dr. Boojh said, to a more stabilized form is extremely important. Educating women, and that is our third prong, Gyan Kanya Shakti, that Dr. Boojh talked about, where we are going into some of the most economically backward areas in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. We had 15 schools, I think around about 15 in each state last year, and this year we'll expand and we'll be around 100.
What are your long-term goals?
Our goal is to reach out as many of in our country as well as globally to make a sustainable society, sustainable future, and reach out to the youth, because Earth is going to be like, it is they who have to make efforts for the Earth's survival. If climate change, we are going to cross the boundary of 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is happening now, the disasters. So people have started thinking that there is no time, and people like youth like Greta Thunberg, they said, what purpose of education is? Why should we attend classes, learn subjects, if we do not know how to protect the earth, how to save it? So that Fridays for Future, that movement started. So that is why we want the youth to, because they have multiplier impact. Whatever message goes to them, that will multiply to their parents, to the society, and finally to the policy makers. And we have gathered here many policy makers across the spectrum, the government, the education system, the health system. AIMS director was there. So we're trying to reach out to them also. Of course, they are the one who are going to implement these programs. We can create the models, but scaling up is always the task of the government and the agencies. So we are trying to reach out to everyone.
This was quite insightful. Thank you so much, Priyanka. Thank you, Dr. Boojh. Thank you so very much.